to the teaching place, of course, he was giving teaching, so he had to go up and sit in the chair. Now, we give prostrations to the seat before we sit down. And why do we do that? Because we don't want to have any grasping at the idea of that I'm special and those people down there are not. I'm giving them the teaching. No, you're just simply imparting what you have learned from your teacher, continuing the tradition, the same as the Buddha did, of an oral tradition. So we give 3 prostrations to the seat, and then when we take the seat, we try to embody the qualities of the Buddha or Bodhisattva, whichever empowerment or blessing that we're giving. So there's a reason for that. And then let's go over these Bodhisattva vows again for the Chan tradition and the Zen tradition. So, however innumerable sentient beings are, I vow to free them all. Okay. Creations are numberless, I vow to free them all. Delusions are inexhaustible, I vow to transform them. Reality is boundless, I vow to perceive it. The awakened way is unsurpassable, I vow to embody it. Okay, I'll just give a wave to everyone who's waving. Okay, waving back. Hi. Yes, a monk can have humor. It's okay. And now let's go over what Santideva recited for our Bodhisattva vows. For as long as space remains, and as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the suffering of all sentient beings. Okay. For as long as space endures, and for as long as living beings remain, until then may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. Now that is from Bodhicarayavatara, or we can say Bodhisattva Way of Life, and that was written by the saint Shantideva. I'm sorry, I was about to say Bodhisattva Shantideva. He is a Bodhisattva because he wrote the Bodhicarayavatara, which is the Bodhisattva Vows. So he's a living example, just like His Holiness Dalai Lama. He is the Nirmanakaya emanation of Chenrezig for the people of Tibet and other places also. And then, of course, for Kasapani Chenrezig, which is in Bhutan, Drukyu, and then we have His Holiness Shabdrang Jigme Nawang Namgyal Rinpoche. And I have absolutely no doubt, due to my personal experience of seeing the physical form of His Holiness Dalai Lama and the physical form of His Holiness Shabdrang Jigme Nawang Namgyal Rinpoche transform into the Bodhisattva. So therefore, that wouldn't be possible if they were not really Bodhisattvas. Sometimes, now, we can think that that is ordinary human beings. And we look and we say, oh, that's that old teacher. Of course, that's at the relative level, and we are getting some teaching. That's good. But some people are blessed, and fortunately enough, due to karma, that we are able to see something that is already there. Not special, not fabricated, but something already there. So when I looked at Holiness Dalai Lama during the Thousand-Armed Chenrezig, I didn't see Holiness physical form. I saw Thousand-Armed Chenrezig. So that's okay. If you didn't see that, that's all right. It doesn't mean I'm seeing something that's not there. It just means that I'm seeing what I'm seeing. And that's okay too. And then, of course, when I looked at the physical form of Holiness Shabdrang Jigme Nawang Namgyal Rinpoche, and then I couldn't see him anymore when he was giving the empowerment, I could only see Kasarpani Chenrezig. Now, why is that? Because he is the Nirmanakaya emanation of Kasarpani Chenrezig for the people of Bhutan. There's no doubt in my mind, either case, that both of them are bodhisattvas, living bodhisattvas. And I can say both because I had this equal experience with both. But I've also had this blessing experience with other teachers that I made a heart connection with. My root Lama also, from Golok, Tibet, Tirtan Nakpa Urgent Kusum Lengpa Rinpoche, and then there Chabdituku Rinpoche, and then other teachers. Chabdilang Rinpoche was my previous incarnation teacher, and Rigzen Pema Lengpa was my previous teacher in Bhutan. He's Tuku, not the original one. The original one was many years ago. And then, of course, when we get the blessing, that doesn't mean something's happening that's not true. And it also doesn't make us a special person if we get the blessing of seeing the teacher as the deity. As whatever empowerment they're giving, we don't see the teacher as physical form. We don't say that's old teacher or young teacher. We actually see that empowerment deity that he's offering. Now, why is that? Because they've reached the attainment level where they're able to offer the blessing. And that's the seed potential which is already present in you. You already are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Dakas and Dakinis, and Yidam. So therefore, that's Buddha nature, Tathagata Garbha, is already present in you. It's just waiting to wake up and be naturally present. So we don't have to contrive something or fabricate something. That's not what the Buddha wants us to do. We relax our mind and we let go of this very strong ego grasping, I, me, mine, and that will cause us great suffering. And then not only that, we'll cause suffering for those around us, but we can free our mind into the natural state, that Tathagata Garbha. We can realize that in one lifetime if we practice sincerely.